Hey guys, welcome to my final video on the things that millennials are supposedly ruining that older people accuse us of. This is pretty much going to be a continuation. I feel like although I'm saying this is the final video, I may come back to this in the future because there is so much to discuss, and I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff that I missed because after all, I only looked at 2 websites to give me the ideas on what to talk about. If I generate another list or come across things that I'm just too passionate about, then I'll randomly drop that video. But for now, the thoughts that I have immediately gathered will be final in this video. I'm ready to conclude this. And if you wonder why I sound a little different, like more serious tone, well, yesterday I concluded day 6 of 6 of being at work, like a 6-day stretch. I am very fatigued, and it doesn't help that in my personal life I've also been having challenges. So I'm probably not going to be that, energetic sounding, and I apologize for that, but I'm here and I'm loving doing this, so yeah, just bear with me. So the next thing that older generations accuse us of ruining are diamonds. If you guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys figured this about me, but I'm not the kind of person who's impressed by expensive things. For me, gemstones, they are beautiful to look at, they are nice and shiny and sparkling, but I'm not dreaming of the day that a man puts a diamond, specifically diamond ring, in my finger. That's usually the way that girls just dream about diamonds, like a guy gives them to her. Or she may, if she has the resources and money, she goes and spends money on collecting rocks. You guys know me, I'm someone who loves geology, so I do know what a diamond is, literally. But society has tried to make it seem like it's an important thing for you to have. And remember, it's all a business. And because it's all a business, it's all about someone making money. And they just so happen to get their hands on something that's rare or difficult to obtain. So of course they're going to charge you outrageously based on how big or how much it weighs or the kind of cut that the rock has. And not only that, but it's so rare because it requires a lot of nature's forces to forge this thing, to describe it in some way. So of course it'll cost money to go to the source of this occurrence and gather them. At the same time, even if diamonds were important to someone's life, like if they really had meaning like that, where is the money to get them? Once again, do you think 20-year-olds, once again, who have no legacy, no inheritance, like say us 20-year-olds are not Donald Trumps going around, this dude inherited some good money to like have him set for life and his offspring. A vast majority of us are not. And even though there are 20-year-olds out there who do have families with strong financial backgrounds, it's not like they are going out and about buying diamonds. Only the ones that I've seen getting married recently, then yeah, we could say so. But I mean, just where's the money for diamonds? Seriously, we barely can afford to eat. How are we going to be thinking about diamonds? That would be very irresponsible. Another thing that I saw was that we are supposedly ruining the act of running, or specifically running professionally, like in a competitive manner. And I'm like, well, for me, what keeps me from running most of the time is that I was born with asthma, and it was very serious. It was pretty severe because I was growing up in an area that was environmentally damaged. There was a lot of pollution going on. So that didn't help my lungs develop very well. I just did not grow up being athletic because it was painful for me to engage in physical activities, especially running. So now that I'm older, I have a workout routine and I can feel the difference. I feel like anything that involves a cardio activity doesn't leave me feeling like I'm about to collapse. But if you think about it, it's not our fault that we're not good runners if your health gets in the way. And I know that exercise helps you control or kill or whatever you call it, be less affected by asthma. But I mean, when you feel like this gets really tight and you can feel lightheaded, it's a good idea to stop. So that makes it hard for you to become competitive. But now that I have been living in a place that is considerably less polluted than where I was growing up, then I can say, yeah, I breathe better, my asthma is not overcoming me. I'm kind of a better built person now. Not an athlete, but just better built. When it comes to running for a competitive reason, who has the time to train for competitive running? And the money. Who has the money to train, to build up, to be a competitive runner? Because having a good diet, a healthy, clean one, is expensive. Having those protein powders and protein shakes is expensive because I buy them. So I know what it's like. Just there's no money to prepare for that. Because remember, we are 20-year-olds trying to make it with a bunch of debt before we even have solid, stable jobs. Another thing that we are accused of ruining is cable TV. And I love this because you guys know that I'm not a TV person. Like the last time I watched TV was 2 years ago, as in I was flipping through channels and being like, yeah, I can watch this. It was some forensics show. It's not the very popular one. But anyways, I just thought it was interesting because it triggered some thought processes in me. And this was happening before I started filming. So you can say it as I was trying to find ways for me to invest my time. I also didn't have any internet access unless I went to a public place with Wi-Fi and logged in from my 3rd generation iPod and navigated through that. So I was trying to find ways to kill time and entertain myself. But then I eventually got my phone and I also started filming. So I said, this is a much better investment of my time. But anyways, my thought on cable TV is why pay for something that you won't really use the way that you intend to? And you just don't have the time for it. I know I don't have the time to watch TV. I watch YouTube content because I'm looking for information. I see that as my go-to source for news as well, and be an informed citizen and meet people. But at the same time, if I use TV has a schedule and it wouldn't align with my schedule very well. Anything from 6:30 a.m. until 2 o'clock or 2 until 7:30, or in fact 2 to 9, pretty much all day long, I would miss it the moment that it's played between work, the gym, and just other stuff that takes up my time, you know? So for me, I like the fact that I can get on YouTube, get on the internet somewhere, and whatever played on TV is going to be available for me at any time at my convenience. For free! These pay-per-view fights, I can't say that I will ever pay for pay-per-view anything, because someone is going to put it up later. That's just not my way of having fun. I don't need to know badly the results of a competition immediately when it happens. It can wait. I refuse to spend money getting that additional bill. Cable TV is just someone out there, companies out there trying to make $1. And another thing that we are supposedly ruining is cruises. I've never been on a cruise, and I really don't care to, because the idea of being stranded in the ocean frightens me. Not that there's always an incident on cruise ships, but I am kind of scared of the ocean. So that wouldn't be the ideal date for me. And not only that, but guess what? Where is the money? To me, it's just a waste. I don't need that as my source of entertainment and my vacationing planning. So you guys should look up I entitled it My Ideal Vacation. I filmed that about a year ago, and there I described the kind of things that would make me have an ideal vacation. You'll probably frown at it, but it's still true to this day. And finally, credit cards. I encourage everybody to stay out of credit cards unless you have a steady income, because mine is so unpredictable that I can't afford to have a credit card. Because a credit card, the way I look at it is, I need a gallon of milk. Let's say milk is $2. I'm going to willingly pay another dollar on it so that I can build up credit, proving that I'm a reliable person to lend money to because I'll pay it back. I understand why we need credit, but at the same time, it's a trap if you're not careful and if you don't have plans. And for me, my financial situation is never stable, so I don't want to have this thing haunting me, stressing me out. So that's why I stay away from them. I have built up my credit in other ways, like co-sign some things and get bills that I can actually guaranteed pay. My savings account got closed because I kept running out of money. Since I didn't have the internet, I couldn't monitor my bank account very well. I didn't understand about automatic withdrawals and stuff like that. So eventually, I lost track of my money and I was getting overdrafted. But if you have money in your savings account, you get like 3 strikes and then money gets pulled from your savings to make up for whatever difference you have left. But legally, the bank has to shut you down. I guess it's because of the interest rate or something, because they gotta tax you on that. But whatever the case, my savings account ended up being closed 3 years ago, and I still haven't been able to reopen it because I'm like, I don't want to be in that situation again to where I don't have money and I getting my accounts closed. So, and that was a very terrible time in my life too. Like, even though it was my money, it's not like I was having full control over it. So I'm just glad that that stage in my life is over. But here I am presently still without a savings account because I'm not sure where I'm going to end up at. So I just want to reopen it when I know that I can maintain it. Does that make sense? So same thing with credit cards. I'm not going to get a credit card before I get a savings account because that is like suicide. I have faith that I am in the right path in life. Like, I can feel it in my gut. What I'm doing brings me a lot of peace. It makes me feel like I do have a future with what I'm doing. I'm not stressing over that, and I'm just having full faith in myself. Credit cards, we can't pay it off, so why would we get one? Alright guys, that is all that I have on this one, although I promised that this video would be significantly shorter than the preceding one. I realized that it's not, and it's because I rambled in the beginning. But at any rate, what do you guys think? Do you agree with these next set of thoughts that I'm expressing? Let me know. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon.